I want to break free. I want to break free.
Freedom from Behind Bars with me, Karen Allen. This is part 4 of a 5-part series of empowerment or enlightenment sessions designed for those who have been incarcerated or those of us who are free physically but may be imprisoned mentally. And the purpose of these sessions really is to just give you some food for thought, to switch a light on, to interrupt your pattern of thinking that may have got you to a place where you are now and cause you to just think slightly differently, to have other options or alternatives or even possibilities. So we have been looking at things that cause us to be stuck, things that cause us to be imprisoned. And in the first session, I introduced you to the story of Joseph from the book of Genesis in the Bible. And we briefly ran through his life stories and the twists and turns that we found there. And in session 2, I gave a definition of the word bar and how that it meant something that was put on a window or a door that prevented people from going in or out, or something that was put on a road or a path that people couldn't get by, or something that prevented or forbade people from doing things that they wanted to do or being the person that they wanted to be. And then we looked at 4 things in session 2 and 3 that cause us to be imprisoned. 4 things that cause us to go around in circles because of experiences that we've had or because of situations that we found ourselves in or that we currently find ourselves in. So we discussed those 4 things briefly. Today, we are going to be exploring keys to your freedom. Because in order to get from behind those bars, there are some things that you're going to have to do to be free. In the same way that, naturally speaking, if someone was in a prison cell, it would take a key to be put in a door and then turned and then the door to be pushed open in order for the person to walk free. Unless they were some kind of magician who could walk through walls, in which case they wouldn't need to be listening to this series. So there are steps that have to be taken in order for you to be free. And if you truly want to be free, you have to be prepared to put in the work. Most people say they want to be free. They complain about want to be free. They shout about it, sing about it, cry about it, but they don't want to do anything about it. They don't want to take action towards it. But I'm hoping that you're not one of those people. I am hoping that you have looked at your life and that you have concluded that where you are is not where you want to be. I hope that you've looked at your life and you have decided that where you want to be is far more enticing than where you currently are. And as a result of that conclusion, I am hoping that you will listen to the 4 keys and that you will at least attempt to use them in the door of your mind, turn the key and then push the door open so that you can be free to live your life fully. So 4 keys, and I'm going to use the word free as an acronym. Yes, by now you may have concluded she uses a lot of acronyms. I do, because it helps me to keep on track and it helps you to remember what I've said. So we're going to use the word free as an acronym. 4 things that you must do in order to be free from behind the bars of bitterness, anger, resentment and shame, or the bars of betrayal, abandonment, rejection, sadness. If you want to be free from those things, you have to be prepared to do these 4 things. Number 1, you have to be prepared to forgive. Now, I didn't swear. That was not a swear word. It was a legitimate word that is often not used in relation to incarceration. But oftentimes you will find that people who are mentally bound, people who are stuck as a result of bitterness, resentment, anger, shame, all the things that I've discussed in the past 2 sessions, people who are stuck are usually stuck because they haven't forgiven. They haven't forgiven the people who caused them pain. They haven't forgiven the people who put them in the position that they were in. They haven't forgiven the people who rejected them. They haven't forgiven the people who abandoned them. They haven't forgiven. And because they haven't forgiven them, they are imprisoned, incarcerated in their minds. Can't be free to live a full life, a life of abundance and plenty. Can't be free because they're bound. You have to use the key of forgiveness to get out of that prison. You have to forgive yourself. You have to forgive others. And there are some of you who have to forgive God because you feel that God has let you down. You feel that God betrayed you. You feel that God abandoned you. And until you walk through that process of forgiveness, you cannot and will not be truly free. Second key, you have to be prepared to release that experience and release those people who caused that experience, even if the person was you. You have to be prepared to let it go. You have to, I say to the young people, you have to do a Frozen. You have to let it go, let it go. Singing is not my gift, but you have to be prepared to let it go. Choose to release it. Choose to release them. Because the fact of the matter is, until you choose to just let the experience be an experience in the past and not let it bind you or hold you in your present, you will not be free. And in order to release it, you have to stop rehearsing it. Stop going over what they did. Stop going over what they said. Stop going over how they left you. Stop going over that they weren't there for you. Stop rehearsing it. Release it. Let it go. You have the key. You have the power to do that. Other people are not in control of your mind. You're in control of your own mind. If you want to be free, you have to be prepared to release it. Third key, you have to embrace what you have experienced. No one can take the experience away from you. No one is belittling the fact that you've been through that experience. No one is undermining. You know, Joseph went through a situation where his own brothers, not one brother, 10 of them, threw him in a pit. Totally betrayed him, totally abandoned him, rejected him, put him to shame. Then he ends up in a prison. He had to get to a place where he was prepared to forgive and then release. And then he had to embrace it. There's going to come a time where you have to accept that what has happened has happened. There's nothing you can do about the past. But the key is to extract the lessons. What did you learn? Because everything you have been through has been a learning experience for you. As painful as it was, as shameful as it was, there is a lesson in it for you. And if the lesson is not for you, it's for someone else. I call it useful brokenness. That pain, that shame, that brokenness, that hurt, what are you doing with it? And until you embrace it and you accept, you know what, this did happen to me. I was abused. I was rejected. I was betrayed. I was let down. Until you accept it, you won't be able to be free from it. And fourthly, the fourth key, remember I'm using the word free as an acronym. Forgive, release, embrace. And fourthly, exit. Move away from the pain. It's time to go. It's time to get up from that pain. It's time to get up from the shame. It's time to get up from the rejection. It's time to get up from the abandonment. And it's time to go. The word exit means the act of leaving a place. And the whole point of these sessions has been to inspire you, empower you, enlighten you, encourage you, motivate you, use whatever word you want. To get away from the place where you are bound in your mind, imprisoned in your mind. And you have to be prepared to use these 4 keys: forgiveness, release, embrace, and exit, in order for you to be free from behind those bars. Remember, all freedom is a choice. Choose wisely. Until next time. Bye for now.